The hospital room was quiet, save for the soft beep of the monitors and the occasional murmur of nurses beyond the door. Sunlight streamed through the window, casting golden rays across the bed where an elderly man lay, his breath shallow, his time growing short. His name was Henry, a retired schoolteacher with no children, no close family left. But he wasn't alone. Lying curled up at the foot of his bed was a golden retriever named Bailey, Henry's faithful companion of 12 years. Bailey had been his shadow, his confidant, his reason to wake up every morning since his wife passed. When Henry fell ill, Bailey stayed by his side, sensing every change in mood, every wince of pain, every tear that slid silently down his owner's cheek. But as Henry's condition worsened, hospital rules forced Bailey to stay home. The separation was hard on both of them. Bailey stopped eating. He whimpered by the door every evening, waiting for a man who would return. The nurses saw it. The doctors saw it. So one of them, who had a soft spot for dogs and a gentler heart than the rules allowed, made a call. That evening, Bailey was brought in. The moment the elevator doors opened, Bailey perked up. His ears twitched, his nose lifted, and he pulled on the leash, tail wagging hesitantly as though hoping, just hoping, it was real. As the nurse opened the door to room 217, Bailey froze. And then he ran. He leapt onto the bed gently, as if he knew how fragile his person was, and nuzzled his muzzle against Henry's chest. Henry, who had barely opened his eyes all day, stirred. "Bailey," he whispered, barely a breath, but enough. Tears slipped down the old man's face as he raised a trembling hand to rest on Bailey's head. The dog licked his fingers gently, whining, pressing his body close. The room grew silent. The monitors continued their rhythmic beeping, but something changed. The tension faded. Henry's breath slowed, but his expression, peaceful content, was something no medicine could have given. And then, as if on cue, Henry exhaled softly and didn't inhale again. The room remained still, stunned in the soft silence of farewell. The nurse who had brought Bailey in gently stepped forward, but stopped. Bailey, still lying close, did something no one expected. He didn't cry. He didn't bark or whimper. He placed his head over Henry's chest, closed his eyes, and let out the deepest sigh, as if he understood, as if he knew this was goodbye. But more than that, he knew his person had waited just for him. He stayed like that, unmoving, until the nurses finally, gently, guided him away. Some say dogs can sense things we can't. Some say they understand love in a way we've forgotten. That day, Bailey didn't just say goodbye. He stood watch as a soul passed gently from this world to the next, never alone, never unloved. And in the silence that followed, there wasn't a dry eye left in that room.